Sup guys, Pimp here, this time I'm bringing you a video about security, password managers, and not so much about Dota or esports. So, what is the problem? The problem is that sometimes people hack a forum you registered on with your email and a password, and then they have the email and the password, and they can just try this combination for Steam, for Battle.net, for PayPal, whatever. So even if you don't use one password for everything, there's still a high chance you double use at least. So still, even if one of these services you use the password gets hacked, another service could also be hacked. So what do we need? We need a password for every service. To do so, we have to be fast, we have to be synchronized, we have to be encrypted. Looking at you, Shane. It has to be super easy to use, and we want to have the possibility to access all our passwords on Windows, on Linux, on Mac, on mobile. And to do so, I kinda got a proposal. So what we do is we use KeePass. KeePass is an open source program. It's a password manager. And, well, it's pretty easy to use. First of all, it works on Linux, Mac OS X, on BSD, whatever, on Windows, on pretty much any Windows ever. I personally use Keepus Droid for my Android. There is tons of iPhone, iPad things. So let's just keep going and get KeePass. And apologies if I seem drunk, but there's some issues with OBS on Windows 10, so I can't actually see I can't see what you guys see on the screen. So I'm only working off the preview. Whatever, it's not that big. Okay, so this is KeePass, the setup. Boom, let's go. I would suggest only click on those. Maybe you need the help. If you do so, go ahead, take it. We associate with a KDBX file extension, yes, and then we should be done. Okay, we're optimizing the Keepus performance. Now we're launching KeePass. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this is KeePass. This is our window. And for this tutorial, or for this presentation, I would suggest we just use KeePass with OneDrive. You can use Dropbox, you can use OwnCloud, which I would recommend if you have a server. But only to keep yourself safe from some script kiddies trying your passwords or hacking some random forums, it's sufficient. You're not gonna get your stuff away from the NSA or something. It's not gonna happen. If you want to do this, do OwnCloud, do a hidden TrueCrypt container, and then you might have a better chance. Anyway, so this is KeePass. First of all, a few options to set. Let's go to Tools, Options. In integration, this is our global auto type, which is a very important hotkey. Whenever you want to log in somewhere, you press this hotkey. So I set it to Control-Alt-W. We click once on to create association, we run Keepus at Windows Startup, and we go to Interface. We check those two, closing the button X minimizes the main window, and we minimize the tray instead of the taskbar, so it is here. We minimize main window after locking the workspace, and we minimize the window after opening a database. What this means is there is a small window at the start when we actually start Windows, and then KeePass is on the bottom right, and we don't even need to pull it up anyway, because we just press Control-Alt-W. Okay, so we're great. We have our options set. Now we need a database. And we can save it somewhere in OneDrive. OneDrive, whatever. Database example. Great. Now the master password. And this is a pretty cool comic. I mean, I'm a computer science student, so I know XKCD. You guys probably do so as well. The password strength is a pretty cool comic, one of my favorite ones. So this just means the entropy of a long 4 random common words is higher than some crazy punctuation, whatever thing. So I would actually suggest using some of these long words for our KeePass file, but you can use whatever password you want. So, for example, if you use correct horse battery staple, we're looking pretty good. And we're just going to use it for now. Okay, we should maybe correct horse battery, correct horse battery staple. Alright, perfect. This is our password for the database. Thanks XKCD. And The biggest thing here is actually security. We use AES. It has our hardware acceleration on pretty much whatever device you can think of. The number of key transformation per round means if someone wants to put in the password, the correct host battery stable password has to be transformed 6,000 times until it actually is the key of this database. Every transformation needs time, so, you know, it's great if you have a strong CPU, because you're just going to click on this one, and you use these many transformations, and you have to do this for every password you try before you can put it in. So if someone wants to hack you and brute force you, he has to put, for every password, he has to do these computations. And that's super hard. However, even your phone, if you want to use it on your phone, has to do these computations. So I suggest not going full crazy. Maybe, I don't know, like we have, what? This is like 1.8 million or something? I don't know, like, that seems a bit too much. We could go with 130k or something, and we should still be very safe. Okay, so don't go overboard there. You're gonna don't like it. GZIP is fine, we compress a bit, we use a recycle bin, and we should be pretty much good to go. So these are some sample entries, let's delete those. Yes, we want to move those to recycle bin, and then they're in the recycle bin. And for example, we want to make a new Reddit account, or we just want to change our password on the current one. Doesn't matter, it's pretty much the same. So let's sign up for a password for account. And what we do is we bring up KeePass, we press Ctrl I or right click and add an entry. We name it Reddit, a username pimp example vid account. And then these sorts of passwords are what are commonly generated by KeePass. Every time you get a new entry, there's a new password. Now you can go crazy. For example, we want to be super safe. We want to have specials in there. Maybe some brackets even? I don't know if it works. Okay, let's try. So this is our entry. And we double click on the username and we just copy paste it. We double click on the password. And apparently it's great. And we sign up. It's this easy. Like, it actually is really easy. So now we are logged into Reddit, right? And if we want to log out, okay, great, we can do this. We want to log in again, we can copy paste. Or what I would definitely suggest, not copy pasting, because it takes way too much time, right? You want to pull up the window. So we can also get the window down here and just press our combination of keys. And then we get us logged in. That's really easy. On any website you want to visit and you want to log in, you just press your key combination, and that's already it. It's really good at figuring out where you are. For example, Reddit. Well, here's Reddit, right? So it's really easy. What we can do, however, if, for example, we want to change our password. Because sometimes a website gets compromised, right? And we want to change our password. So let's say Reddit is compromised. Oh, wait. Oops. So let's go to Preferences, to Password, and we want to get a new password in. So we copy our current password, we derive from the previous password, and we don't even have to show it. We could actually do something like this. Okay, so once again, right? This was our old password, we just copied it out. We derive from the previous one, we press OK, and then we copy paste this. So we don't even need to see our password. It's pretty neat, actually. Like, we could even change passwords on stream and it would still be safe. Okay, password has been updated. Wonderful. Let's try it out again. Log out. Close this thing down. Oh, Reddit, come on, please. Reddit is really slow lately. Okay, Reddit doesn't want to work. Maybe we can go to another subreddit. We're still logged in. Ah, now we're logged out. Okay, great. Okay, so let's try it again. We just have our password changed. And it still works. Okay, great. We're good. We're good. Now, one thing. For example, this is the window title, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, of the CSGO subreddit. So it kind of doesn't work if you want to press Ctrl-Alt-W because you can't find Reddit in the title. So if this happens, what we can do is we click on the entry, double-click, go to Auto Type, then we add Counter-Strike Global Offensive in Microsoft Edge. Now we press OK. And suddenly it works. So whenever it doesn't work, you can just auto add the window to this entry. It's really easy actually. And one more thing which is really cool is the 2-channel auto type authentication. This means we don't like put in the username like we would type it, like we don't put it like this, but we put it like this. Right? You get the idea? It's not typed from left to right, it's, look at this. It was like pasted in, kind of from the middle, and then some strange shit happened, and we still have our login. And that's really cool because even if you have a keylogger, it can't see what you what you typed from left to right. So the keylogger is gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? And apologies for the swear words. I mean, it's a family show, but it's really amazing. And if we want to have a new entry, we just press Control I. For example, we want to have Steam. We make a pimp, whatever account, doesn't matter. We use this password here. We don't even need to see it. We just use this password, and then we sign up on Steam. We can log into Steam. Super easy, no problem whatsoever. And it's really cool. So this is what we do with every website there is. Every website gets a new entry, gets a new password. If one website gets compromised, only this website is compromised, and no one can log in any other website. Really, really cool stuff. So one last thing I would suggest is the following. Wait a second. I have to make sure this stuff works. Okay, so there's a few things, right? For example, if we wanna, like, this small thing here indicates that it's not saved. So if we press Control S, we save our database, and you can see the database got saved. And I personally am a safe person. I want to automate this, and we can do so. We can go to Tools, to Triggers, then we add a new trigger, and we call it Save Database. Okay, so the event is add user interface state updated. Great. So this means the trigger fires pretty much all the time, because whenever we do something, the user interface state is updated. Conditions. We want to have unsaved changes in the database. Great. And what do we do then? We're gonna go ahead and save the active database. So, okay, trigger's good. So let's test it. Let's fix the error. What the fuck? Pimhuckle. Boom, okay. And you can see it saved right away. So 1733, there we go. We just saved the database. So whenever we do anything, we save the database, and we still have a history. Look at this. We still have a history. So even if you fuck up, we have a history for every entry. So we're Gucci. One more thing, however, you can say, well, now we only save one database. That's not enough for me. Because like for example, you want to save it twice, maybe on the OneDrive, on the cloud drive you use, and on a USB pen drive, on a network storage, whatever. So we could export somewhere manually. Right, we can go, I don't know, like to our iPod and save it. All right, save. Great. However, we can also automate this. So for example, we still go to the same trigger and the same events, but we add an action. And what we do is we export the active database, for example, to f backup database.kdbx. And as file format, that's the only problem I have with the program actually. It's a bit meh, because you have to paste this in. Keepus KDBX 2.x is the file format. Okay. We finish. We save the trigger. Now the next time we do anything, for example, make a new entry for, I don't know, Battle.net. It saves it, and let's check our F. And this is the backup. We just made the backup. So now whenever we do anything, we save this to this hard drive, to the backup, and we save it into our OneDrive cloud. And that's really, really cool. So the last thing I have to point out though is we are super safe now. It's really easy to use, because even on your Android, you just use the OneDrive app, download the database file, and then you open it with the corresponding client. We still aren't 100% safe, because sometimes for social medias, and you should see my Twitter now. Yes, you do. So we're here for Twitter, and Twitter is notorious for getting hacked, right? Not only can you get hacked by someone having your account credentials, But you could also get hacked by something like this, settings, apps. And the thing here is, if any of those apps get compromised, which have read or especially write access, then you have an issue because suddenly the attacker can see if there is any interesting Twitter account which he has access to now, and he can just use it to write stupid shit. So if you don't need a app, you just revoke the access. Boom, we're done. Wonderful. And I highly suggest making sure that whenever you use these apps, it's not just Twitter, it's a lot more, right? Just make sure that you revoke access as soon as you don't use shit, because if it gets hacked, you have some issues. Alright, that should already be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know on my Twitter what you think. Any questions, put it on the Twitter. I read this way more than any sorts of YouTube questions. It's just convenience and TweetDeck. I hope this was cool. I can just encourage everyone to do so. As said, it's not a top security way to do shit at all. If the NSA wants your shit, they're gonna get it this way. But it's highly unlikely that some random hacker can just get your database file. Well, he can maybe get the database file, but he still has to decrypt it, right? Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. As said, this is Pim signing off once again. Keep you guys open for something really fucking cool to come. Dude, like, whew, wow, this Friday I heard. Don't tell anyone I spoiled though. Spilling the beans. Right, guys, take care.